What's good? What's good? What's good, baby? It's your boy Trex, the sports junkie, and welcome to another episode of MBS. Let's talk about it. Hosted by myself and yours, and my boy right here, my brother from another mother, my dog Keo, holding it down from the Bay Area. What up?
Yo, what's good, man? Good to be back of the 74th episode of MBS. Let's talk about it. For those of you that were looking forward to the MBS show from last night, it'll be back on next week, so we apologize for any inconvenience for those who are looking forward to last night's show. But make sure you go check out this Sunday, man. GBD Golden Blue Dude drops another episode of Bragging Rights. For right now, GBD has decided that he's his shows will be pre-recorded, but he'll be dropping his shows every Sunday. So make sure you check it out. But besides that, this is MBS. Let's talk about it, and we got a lot to discuss tonight.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, look, man, you know what type of time I'm on. Of course, I'm keeping up with the Nuggets and the Suns game right now. We know the Suns are up 1-0 in that series, and the Suns they doing work tonight. They are 20 on the Nuggets. You know, Dame Lillard them struggle, but Devin Booker and company said, "Watch this." I mean, they're dominating this game right now. So yeah. What's good though? Let's get it popping.
Before we begin, man, I just wanted to send a shout out to my mom really quick. I know she was she had to get admitted to the hospital, and I'm glad she's doing better. She'll be home soon. So to my mom, I love you, and I'm glad you're getting better.
Yes, sir. Definitely, Mom. Dude, you already know. All love, brother. Definitely keep praying for both your family and for her for sure.
Oh, thank you. All right, so obviously, we got to get on with our show. Like I said, we got a lot to discuss, a lot of interesting topics tonight, including question of the night. So, with that being said, we're gonna kick things off with what's dominating the world today, and that is the NBA playoffs, man. So, as we can see right now, like True said, um, the Suns are just taking candy from a baby. Shout out to my boy Antonio. Me and him. No. Antonio picked the Suns, but shout out to the homie Marlon. Me and him decided to pick the Nuggets. I don't know why. I was like, man, Nuggets gonna bounce back. They're gonna get game one, but it doesn't look like it, man. But but with that being said, as far as playoffs, we've seen one round ended right now. You did pretty well with your picks. Um, what's the biggest surprise to you? We'll go with surprise first, then we'll go with the disappointments.
Um, Surprised. I'm surprised the Lakers are out already. If you want me to be honest with you, I know what the Suns are doing right now, and I like the Suns. I think the Suns are definitely, a team that we have to really look at and say to ourselves, this team may be a contender out of the West. Not even maybe, is a contender out of the West. And we all know they're number 2 seed, but I truly thought that the Lakers were gonna be, the team to beat in the West. I'm glad they're not because I'm not a Laker fan. No hate here. I'm just not a fan. So for all the Laker fans, don't get all upset. You'll have plenty of championships. You'll have plenty of Hall of Famers. I'm particularly not a Laker fan, but I do understand. I respect their basketball history. Definitely can't deny that. But I am very surprised the Los Angeles Lakers are out of the playoffs already. And I want to put this out there. And I know this may rub people the wrong way. And Keo, for a long time, I was the biggest LeBron James fan. And I'm still a fan of LeBron, but I just don't root for him because he plays for the Lakers. The Lakers broke my heart a lot of times during the Shaq and Kobe era, winning championships. beating a team that I was a fan of before. New Orleans came back, which was the Pacers, in the NBA Finals. So Shaq and Kobe ripped my heart out a lot. So I'm not a Laker fan, but the Denver Nuggets beat the Portland Trailblazers, and people can say, "Oh, well, Portland's not as good as Phoenix." I understand what I'm about to say, but we're not gonna sit up here and act like Devin Booker's the best player in the world. He's a great player. We're not gonna sit up here and act like Chris Paul is the greatest player in the world. They're good players. We all understand that. But Jokic, I can make a case that most people would probably say that they would take Dame Lillard. We did the rankings, matter of fact. Dame Lillard was ranked higher than Devin Booker, correct?
Yeah, Devin Booker wasn't even in the top 10.
Okay, so there you have it. Jokic, who was, I think, the 15th best player on our list, correct? Or he was around there.
Yeah, he was in around number 8.
Okay, so Jokic was borderline top 10-ish, whatnot. But Jokic is not considered the best player in the world. We know he's the MVP. We get all that. And congratulations to him. But he beat a healthy Portland team without his number 2 guy there, which is Jamal Murray. I know, they got Eric Gordon, they got Michael Porter. I get all that. But their number 2 guy is Jamal Murray. I think we can all agree on that. I think last year we saw it in the bubble. But here's my thing. Yes, I understand LeBron James, had the Lakers were nicked up, but there was no excuse for them to lose that series, in my opinion. If you're the best player in the world, you got to at least force a game 7. You got to say to yourself, we're not going out like this. We're not going out on our court and getting beat. We're taking this back to Phoenix, and they're going to have to close us out in Phoenix. I'm just super surprised the Lakers lost that series, and in less than 7, even without Anthony Davis. I think, of course, Anthony Davis would have been a different, played a big role if he would have been healthy, but unfortunately he wasn't. But you don't see Jokic saying, oh, man, Jamal Murray. And I'm not sitting there saying Jamal Murray's Anthony Davis. I know Keo may rebuttal with that. Are you saying that he's Anthony? No, I'm not saying that. But his second best player, so say on the team, wasn't there, and he still got his team to beat Portland. On the other hand, LeBron couldn't get it done. I don't know, man. That number 1, the best player in the world argument is up for grabs now.
So my biggest surprise so far, man, I'm glad that you mentioned top 10 because last year we have a huge debate regarding this player. And my biggest surprise for me, I'm going to say surprise and impressive. I'm going with Trae Young, man.
Wow.
Trae Young has probably been the most impressive, most consistent player in the playoffs, man. Like what he did in the first round of the playoffs, it showed that we didn't even have. We were at a point one time debating if Trae Young was a top 15 player, and everybody didn't think he belonged nowhere close to the top 10. I don't know, man. I think he's threatening that area right now, man. Of top 10, man. I think you got to give him his flowers. He's the most consistent. What he did against that New York team. And obviously, I know it's New York, but it's the playoffs at the end of the day. And the reason why we weren't talking about Trae Young during that time, because they could never crack the postseason. And obviously, somebody said this to me a couple of days ago. You look at Luka Doncic and Trae Young swapping. I mean, was that the right move for them? It looks like the right move for Atlanta now because they're in the second round and Luka Doncic can't even see the playoffs. And I understand the okay, Duke. All right, Duke. Shout out to Duke, a long-time MBS member. You were right about him. Duke was defending this guy all the time, and I was clowning him about it, and so was the rest of my MBS counterparts too. And yeah, I gotta give Duke his flowers for that one. He was right. I don't like to admit that Duke's right because he always brags so much about it, but he was right, man. I gotta give him that. And right now, Trey Young, he's playing like a top 10 player right now. And I was surprised in game one what he was able to do, but I think they were able to contain him because from what I've seen from Trey Young so far, he's known as the guy that be gunning these 3 pointers out. He's showing you he could gun, then dude just gun these 3 pointers down. He's actually playing like a point guard. He's showing you that, hey man, you don't forget the rest of my squad, Bogdanovich. He's been shooting lights out. Um, Clint Capella, he's been playing a decent too. So they got players around him, and it's hard to defend against Trey Young now when he could just shoot the three and hit you with those floaters, or even uh, give you a no look pass and drop some dimes to you. So I got to give it to Trey Young. I think he's been the most impressive player in the postseason so far.
I'm actually look.
Go ahead, give Duke his flowers. He's waiting for it.
I don't think I would put Trey Young still as a top 10 player. Top 15, he's borderline there. Top 10? You're gonna put him top 10? Nowhere in the world.
Oh man, you know you.
Now I'm not sitting here saying because I'm looking. I'm saying there's no way right now today I'm gonna say Trey Young is a top 10 player. When I look at would you take Trey Young over Devin Booker?
Yeah, I would.
Okay. So that was the first. I think he's borderline. Both of those guys are both outside my top 10. But I had Booker on the outside of my top 10. Now here, let's run this down. You would take him over Luka Doncic?
No.
Would you take him? And look, with all that being said, I'm not sitting here saying that if somebody would, maybe Duke would take these guys, Trey Young over these guys. But when you think about it, is he better than Damian Lillard?
No.
Is he better than Giannis?
No.
Is he better than Kyrie?
No.
Okay. Is he better than KD?
No.
Embiid?
No.
Jokic?
No.
Kawhi?
Is that 10 already?
No. Kawhi?
No.
LeBron?
No.
Steph?
No.
Anthony Davis? I'm just asking.
No.
I'm just throwing it out there.
hey, I might consider that though.
Okay. James Harden?
No.
Better. You're thinking about that? He's better.
Yeah, I am.
Harden? Oh my.
Yeah, I am.
Are you kidding me? Okay. You have to stop right there. Look, that right there, and look, I think Trey Young and Booker is an argument. I personally would take Booker, not to down what Duke's saying. That it's no hate, because I think Trey Young has played out of his mind this playoffs. No doubt about it. But I would take Booker. So right there, that's 13 players that we just named that's better. Well, I think it's clearly 13. You're saying around that 11-ish mark. That's where you're at with it. But I didn't mention guys like Klay Thompson who didn't play this year. I didn't mention Bradley Beal. I didn't mention Russell Westbrook. I'm just saying, let's pump the brakes real quick on top 15 now. I didn't mention
but you look at the postseason right now. The Trey Young and the Atlanta Hawks are in the second round.
You're right. You're right.
And somebody like Bradley Beal, he's not.
Okay, but can we honestly sit there and say that, the Hawks are a good team? That's a good team that they surrounded him with. You got 3-point shooters. You got two bigs that'll rebound the basketball. I mean, they're a good team, and they're hot right now. Exactly. I mean, that. Hey, look, I'm not. Oh Lord! Oh Lord. Oh, Kia, what's up? But in all honesty, I'm not knocking Trae Young. I'm not. I don't want this to sound like I'm knocking him because I think that he's right there on the cusp of that top 15. But to sit here and say that he's no doubt top 15, that's disrespectful in some sense over guys like a Devin Booker or some of those other guys. In my opinion, look, that's just what I'm saying. At the end of the day, that's just what I'm saying. Duke
I
saying, go ahead.
he's top 15 regardless, man. I think last I think last year when we had that discussion with those came out with those rankings, that was the whole point of it. He couldn't crack the postseason. That was the biggest question, and that all he could do is jack up the shots. He showed you that he could get to the postseason, not get to the postseason, but he went to the following round, and they just might make this series with Philadelphia really competitive now. And Trae Young is showing you that he could do more than just shoot the ball because New York, they had a hard time defending this guy. Same thing with Philadelphia also, which they were able to contain him on game 2. But let's go on because we're going in circles. So all right. So in the playoffs, we got to go to our biggest disappointment in the NBA playoffs.
Well, I'm not going to say the Lakers because I'm not disappointed that the Lakers are going. Of course, I'm shocked that they're going, but to sit here and say I'm disappointed, no. What I am disappointed in, and it's sad to say because I want to say 2. One is because I'll say one from the first round. I'll say one up right now. First disappointment was Portland. No Jamal Murray. And I get Jokic as the MVP. I'm not denying that. But no Jamal Murray. You win game 1. You need 3 more wins. And you get beat. You get beat in 4 of the next 5 games after you won game 1. Total disappointment for me. I think that they should take advantage of the fact that Jamal Murray was not playing. They didn't. So I'm going to definitely say Portland is my biggest disappointment because I think most of us had Portland win that series because there was no Jamal Murray. But secondly, and I'm going to put him on blast right now, Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Milwaukee Bucks. Are you kidding me? Hey, listen to me. I know that they just swept the Miami Heat. I get all that. But right now, what's happening to them versus Brooklyn, this is like varsity versus the freshman team. Forget the freshmen, the middle school team. This has been completely one-sided. I'm totally disappointed right now in Milwaukee. Y'all better win in Milwaukee. Oh, man, if I have to come on this show next week and talk about Brooklyn's in the Eastern Conference Finals by sweeping Milwaukee and I owe my brother a dinner because of it, I'm not going to be happy. Because, yes, I have Brooklyn going to the finals. Yes, I have Brooklyn winning the championship. But I bet him because he said they were going to sweep Milwaukee. And I said, dude, Milwaukee's a good team. Yeah, you have to put some respect on Giannis and those boys. And he said, we'll see. And without James Harden, look what's going on, man. You're getting destroyed. They were down 50 at one point. Are you kidding me? Just a disappointment altogether. Go ahead, Keel.
I on game 2, I had no idea why everybody picked Milwaukee in that game. I'm like, I mean, like, and in Vegas, they had them as the Nets as an underdog just based off of that James Harden injury, and I think they forgot that you still have Kyrie, you still have KD, and obviously they showed you why Kyrie and KD is a top 10 player in today's game, and they had fun with Giannis on game 2, and I hope Giannis doesn't try to guard any of those guys because it's going to be a huge problem.
No doubt.
As
hey,
far as
Jasper can come on, I ain't tripping.
Okay, as far as the most disappointing in the playoffs, it's You ain't gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. It's the Los Angeles Lakers, man. Hey,
Nice.
check this out. So one individual doesn't change your whole team. The last time I checked, LeBron James was the best player in the world. The last time I checked, this was the reigning defending NBA champions. One player doesn't change the whole team. We've seen LeBron carry a team before with, I guess you could say, a bad championship type of team.
Yep.
And
Facts.
And when you sign these high profile players during the off season, when we saw that, a lot of people was like, it's over, man. Nobody gonna beat LA with all the high profile names that they signed. And nobody was able to do it. And you sign all these profile names just to so you could so you could um just like situations like this when Anthony Davis does get injured, those guys could step up.
Oh God. Come on, man. Don't do this right now. Why? Why are you invading our show? Why? Why?
I couldn't let this go on for too long, man.
Go
Because
ahead. Go ahead.
y'all are clearly nuts.
Go ahead. Go ahead. You came on here to say something, so say it.
Trae Young is not a top 15 player. Y'all need to stop it.
You don't think he's borderline top 15?
No.
Wow.
He's having a good run. We've seen this in the playoffs before. I mean, just like LeBron is having a bad run, you don't just automatically put him, in the bottom 20 because he's having a bad run. He's still one of the, I mean, you drop him a little bit. Okay, but just like Trae Young, you don't escalate him, 15 spots because you have a good 6 games. It's been
so
6 games?
A top 30 player?
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
You said escalate 15 spots. So if you're saying 15, he's not top 15. That means you have him on a 30 or outside of 30.
He's a top 25 player.
I think I'm more around. To be honest with you, I think I'm more around the range of that 18 to 20-ish, to be honest. But, I mean, I understand what Keel's saying. The dude is balling. And you have to go by what you're seeing right now.
I can't remember his name. Old boy from the Pacers last year in the bubble.
The Pacers in the bubble?
Oh, TJ Warren?
TJ Warren. TJ Warren looked like a top 20 player last year. Balling. Everybody thought he was great. He was trash.
Don't do that. Trash? He ain't trash. He was hurt this year. He was hurt this year. But low key, I think like I'm that happy medium between what you think and what Keel thinks. I wouldn't take him over Jason Tatum. And I don't care that he's in the playoffs and Tatum's not. That's just my opinion, though. So that's like I think there's clearly 15 people that's better than him. But that's my opinion. But I can't knock Keel for saying, you know what, I would take. But Keel, I'm kind of confused. You would take him over Devin Booker? Devin Booker.
I would. The reason why I would put him over Devin Booker because they could do the same exact thing. I just think Trae Young could get his teammates involved more than Devin Booker. If that was the case, that Devin Booker could get his team involved more than Trae Young, then the Suns wouldn't have gotten some guy named Chris Paul over there.
No, and I understand what you're saying, but this is what I want to say.
Would you take him over Ja Morant?
Huh?
Would you take him over Ja Morant? I think they're equal.
No, I definitely would take him over Ja.
Ooh, that's a good that's nip and tongue to me. But Booker to me, dude, do you realize you want to talk about on a streak right now? They went 10-0 in the bubble last year. 10-0, the Suns. That was without Chris Paul. That was Booker being the man. This year in the playoffs, guess who they drew the first round? The defending champs. Second round, this year's MVP. And so far, they're 6-2 with a 2-0 lead on the MVP. I mean, put some respect on Booker's name. His degree of difficulty to me is much more tough than what Trae Young's done so far. He's beaten the New York Knicks. Yes, I picked the Knicks to win, but I wouldn't have picked the Knicks to beat the Lakers. I wouldn't have picked the Hawks to beat the Lakers. So let's pump the brakes a little bit.
But I mean, honestly, my biggest surprise of the first round is Ja Morant, because he blew up. I had him on my fantasy team. You know, it's just Lord.
Oh God. They don't invade our
It's
show.
invasion.
Oh God.
Oh, here we go.
Hey! I could have sworn the NBA show was yesterday.
Yeah, see what happened.
The franchise is in the building.
Oh God.
Okay.
Oh, God.
I need y'all to grace. I need y'all to bless me accordingly. Okay.
Oh God.
Roll out the red carpet. This show now taken over by Judge Justin and the franchise. Let's go, man. Hey, check this out, man. So here's my take, right? I've been listening to you guys and everything, and I think the Lakers, like I want to go back to the Lakers for a second. When someone said that the Lakers were the disappointment, I don't think it's the Lakers that are the disappointment. I think people have caught on to what it takes to beat them. That's why the Lakers lost. Like and we all know AD drives that team. Without AD, they're screwed. They're screwed. And if you don't like, here's the issue, right? The Lakers didn't do anything.
Whoa.
Technical difficulties there in Cali Keo. But anyway, Lakers didn't do anything to get better in the offseason. Everybody either built their team or did things to like, if we play the Lakers in the playoffs, we could beat them. And the injuries didn't help it. And on top of that, like having a short season didn't help it either. So I think, to me, and then with AD being hurt, LeBron being hurt, those guys and then slide to the 8th seed, and you got to go play Phoenix in a 7-game series. Mind you, Phoenix is a dog. I love Chris. By the way, shout out to Chris Paul. That my dog. He balling. He balling. True, just say it with me. 1, 2, 3. He balling. He balling.
I'm gonna give you credit. You did come on here prior to the playoffs.
Yes.
Say the Suns should. I don't know if you said the favorite, but people should be concerned because you got the Suns coming out.
You need to like, bro, for real. They're gonna run you out the gym. They're gonna like this is probably, and I'm gonna say this with all due respect to previous teams Chris Paul's played for. This might be the most lethal team Chris Paul has played with in his entire career. Hands down. That New Orleans squad was really good with Tyson Chandler, Peja, David West. Oh my God, I'm forgetting a couple others. But that squad was lethal, but not like this. This squad is on some next level, like we're not trying to lose games type stuff. And they're hungry. That's the scary part. And then if another thing I want to address, yes, Luka Doncic is better than Trae Young. Trae Young, I hate to say this, bro. Like the deal made sense last year. Like it was an even deal last year, but this year, bro, it's not even close. I mean, bro, if Atlanta had Luka Doncic, I'm sorry, they'd have Atlanta would be a problem with Luka Doncic. Bottom line, there'll be a whole nother problem. Trey is good, but it's like he trying to be too much Steph, and he needs to be more facilitator. Whereas when I see Luka trying to get everybody going, he just don't have weapons.
Honestly, I think the trade makes sense for both teams because I mean they fit very well where they're at.
How?
I mean,
How?
Dallas just got finished with their superstar being a European star. I mean, it just in the franchise. And Trae Young is a great player in the franchise in Atlanta.
Keo, go to the next topic, man.
Go ahead, Keo. Let's get this rolling.
All right, man. The next one we're gonna talk about LeBron James moving. He decided that he's changing his numbers next season to number 6. So the question is, which LeBron do you like better, the number 6 or the number 23?
He needs to stop. He needs to try to be Michael Jordan.
Oh God! Oh God!
He needs to stop trying to be Michael Jordan.
Let the guest go first.
I don't care if he's 6, 45, 23, 99, 67, 22, or 1. Dude, you're about to go into year 18. This is about to be your 18th season. LeBron, you could be it don't matter. This was it. Like, that's it. Like, last season, that was your last title. That was your last chance, buddy. Over. It is over. It is over. Stop the GOAT talk. It's over. You want to transition to 6 for what? For what?
I can tell you why. Because he went out in 6 games in the first round.
Wow.
Facts. So watch this. I'm gonna go a step further than that, right? And I was telling this to somebody a couple of days ago. If I'm the Los Angeles Lakers, this will be the best time to trade LeBron James.
Oh my God!
Oh,
stop!
God.
No.
You gotta think. No, think about it. Really think about this for a second. No, really think about this. Okay, he's going into year 18. Okay, Anthony Davis is not going to be any bit healthier. Who will you get more trade value for, LeBron or AD?
So you're saying break the band up?
I say do it. It don't, because it don't serve purpose. It doesn't serve a purpose anymore. You're gonna have to get like an Andre Drummond who wants to get paid. Kuzma's unhappy. Montrezl Harrell's unhappy. Marc Gasol is unhappy. You about to go get Dennis Schroeder, big money. Oh, by the way, you got to go pay your backup point guard, big money. Dog, it's time to break this up, man. Quit wasting Jimmy Butler.
Because of LeBron, all those guys you just said came to LA for LeBron. They didn't come to be a Laker.
Check this out.
For LeBron, they would not be a Laker.
Check this out.
LeBron was in LA.
Justin, check this out, right? Okay. So me and True are like, 1A, 1B, right? People come to the MBS brand because of True X Sports Junkie, but most importantly, the franchise, right?
Oh God, really? Stop it.
All right. He's done.
All right. Well, I'm gonna answer your question, Gil.
Oh, but seriously, 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 think about this, man. Like, really think about this for a second. You have to break this up now, because if you don't, you're not gonna get any better come this off season. You're gonna have, if you want to add a third player, you're gonna have to trade Kuzma. You're gonna have to trade KCP. You're gonna have to package players, and you don't have picks. You don't have the picks to do it. Oh, so you just okay. You know what? They were doing. You know what? That's the same thing that happened to LA in this first round last week.
Hey, bro. Hey,
Yo,
bro.
it's time to trade Jasper and X, right? That's what he's saying. It's time to trade Jasper and X. Is that one A and one B? And if they're getting old, they've been here forever, so let's trade them.
Hey, you trade me. Hey, you trade me. You trade me. You package a deal and trade me and see what happens. I ain't LeBron. I still win titles, baby.
Oh, now you
Winning.
LeBron. Now you LeBron. Okay.
No, I ain't LeBron. I keep winning.
Oh God. Well, to answer your question, Keo, which LeBron I like the most is clearly the Miami Heat LeBron. Number 6. And I'm gonna go off of the one game when they were down 3-2 to Boston. If I could get that LeBron, the villain, the one that's not smiling at all on the court, going for your heart, that's the one I want. I think he had 45 in that game. That and it saved their season, because if they would have lost that game, oh man, it would have.
But you know something true? For him to be Miami number 6, remember he had to. Dwayne Wade had to let him like, hey, this is your team now. Like this is coming through you now, right? Everyone, I ain't gonna front that, and I'm gonna take my hater hat off for a second. To be honest, that time when LeBron was in Miami, he was tough. He was a tough guy to stop. I do agree with that, but at the same token, he had to learn. Now D-Wade was like, "Hey, you the alpha. I'll take the beta seat," and I don't mind it.
Well, I like
right now, I can't stand him as the alpha. I can't stand LeBron as alpha.
I get what you're saying, and I'm not saying that the Miami Heat was the best LeBron. I'm not saying that. The team might have been the best that he played on at one point in time, but I'm saying which LeBron I like the most. I like when he embraced the villain role, quote unquote the villain role. He wasn't a villain. It was just people didn't like the Heat.
Yeah, he was a villain. He was a villain.
Today, tomorrow,
a villain.
Yesterday, he'll always be a villain.
But
hey man, when you come on ESPN talking about all proceeds going to the Boys and Girls Club, and I'm taking my talents to South Beach, knowing good and well you were this close to getting back to the finals with a squad full of bums. You could have stayed in Cleveland, but you did that. Why? Why? You caught everybody off guard. Y'all thought you was coming back.
Man. So you rather 23 LeBron. Just say that. I like 23.
No, I like no. In terms of player, I like the 6 LeBron. 6 LeBron was a dog.
Okay, Justin, to answer the question, which LeBron was your favorite LeBron to watch? Regardless if you rooted for him or not.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, he's always been compared to Jordan. So I prefer him not to have the 23 jersey.
Just Bill Russell 6.
I prefer him to stand alone. Because it's always been them, been in the argument. And the fact that, he copied Jordan, I don't like that. I want him to be his own man. So I'm okay with it. I think he's focusing on something. He needs to be focusing on something different right now. He just lost in the first round, and he's worried about his jersey number. I think it's the wrong thing to be focusing on right now.
Hey, that means he's turned that switch on. Villain again. Hey, I don't care. I'm not a Lakers fan. I don't care what he does.
If I'm LeBron, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Maybe it's time for him to go grab AD and tell him, "Hey, bro, you working out with me this offseason. You ain't working out with nobody else. You work out with me. You eat with me. You do everything with me, and that's it." That's it, bro. Because I'm looking at LeBron in year 17 and years prior, and I'm like, "Yo, this dude's a tank, and he's taking care of his body." What has AD been known for these past 3 to 5 years? He's a walking injury report.
Hey, maybe he needs to work out with the franchise. We've been seeing you.
This ain't no game out in the streets.
Don't give this man a bigger head than he already got. Don't do it.
Listen, check this out, man. Hey, man, I'm signing 10-day contracts, 1 year with another year opt out. Yo, I'm
It's
coming
gonna take
back.
longer than 10 days for AD.
Hey, I take AD's spot right now. That's all I need.
Oh God, go ahead, Kill. Answer the question. We ain't got time for all this nonsense.
I'm definitely taking the number 23 LeBron.
We know you are.
I just think it's more memorable for me. I think when first saw LeBron, and when I think of LeBron when his career ends, I'm gonna think of the number 23 when it comes to LeBron James. And I don't think it's a good idea for LeBron to wear number 6 as a Laker at all. When you had guys like Kent Bazemore, Chucky Brown, Maurice Evans, Eddie Jones, Adam Morrison, Lance
Adam
Stevenson.
Morrison.
I can't forget True's favorite player because he loved this player in college basketball. Jelani McCoy. Are you kidding me?
Wow. Wow.
No, but I want to see LeBron. I think I like him better as 23, but number 6, if that's what he feels that he wants, then hey, go for it. All right, so we're gonna go to our very last sports topic before we get on to our other topics, and we have one football topic. We all know what it is. It's Julio Jones.
What about the fight?
He gets traded to the Tennessee Titans. And does this how good does this make the Tennessee Titans, and are they a contender now?
I want to say this right now.
Oh God, here we go.
And I'm going to keep it a buck. Okay. Atlanta, y'all are going to be terrible for the next 15 years. Tennessee, I personally think, my honest to God opinion, I think Tennessee has now catapulted themselves into possibly winning the AFC. You're not stacking that box. You will not. I'm going to say it right now. You ain't stacking the box with two top 5 receivers in the game. Period.
Hey, bro,
If you top 10.
I want Justin to go because he has a hot take on this situation right now. Go ahead.
You're gonna say Tannehill. If you don't trust Tannehill, listen. Check this out. I'm gonna go even deeper into this. Right? Tannehill's on the second year of a 3-year deal. Okay. Tannehill has to perform under these circumstances. If he doesn't, that 3rd year he's gone. So to me, it almost like, bro, Tennessee is on straight win now mode. They ain't got no choice. And I know everyone's going to say, oh, their defense is trash. But guess what? That offense is ready. And Derrick Henry about to act the plum dumb fool.
Franchise, I got a question for you really quick.
Okay.
So does both wide receiver go hit 1,000 yards receiving this season?
Are you going to take my thunder?
Justin, you know what? To answer your question, I'm going to be 100% honest. Yes, they do. They do. That's easy.
Go ahead, Justin. I know you've been wanting to speak on this.
Today is June 9th, 2021. Make sure you record this because you're going to come back to it. Julio Jones will not get 1,000 yards this coming season in Tennessee. He will make the Tennessee Titans better, but he will not get 1,000 yards this year. I don't think he stays healthy enough to get 1,000 yards.
Almost had 1,000 yards in how many games last year? What, 6, 7? How many games did he miss last year? 6 or 7 and almost had 1,000?
He came from a pass-happy offense to a run-first offense now.
That's because if you got A.J. Brown and nobody to throw to and nobody else outside of that to throw to, then you're going to run the football. But now, hey, guess what?
You think Tennessee's going to change their offense with Derrick Henry in the backfield?
Put A in the box now. Put A in the box now. Hey, I want somebody to play me in Madden and put 8 people in the box with Tennessee's offense today, and I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen.
So
Look, I'm
Jasper,
gonna tell you. Hey, Julio. That's what I'm gonna do. Julio.
really quick,
And then when you roll
Jasper.
AJ Brown.
Yeah, to answer that, Julio last season, Julio missed 7 games, but he finished with 771 receiving yards.
Dude, 200.
What was that? What was
Dude,
that?
listen.
He missed
Listen.
7 games with 771 receiving yards.
He gets 1,000 easy. He gets 1,000 easy. That's easy.
He's replacing Corey Davis, who had 986 yards. So Corey Davis had more yards than he did last year.
Are we going to talk about Corey Davis on this show? Are we really going to do this? Like, we're going to put Julio Jones and Corey Davis in the same conversation tonight?
He will have less yards than Corey Davis did in that offense this coming year.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm picking up Julio Jones in fantasy, and he gonna put up some numbers.
I'm glad you pointed that out. So, Justin, if I trade him Corey Davis for Julio Jones, you better not veto that trade because you just said Corey Davis is basically equivalent to Julio Jones. So that's a wash.
I said in that offense. In that offense.
No. Listen to what you just said. You basically just said Corey Davis and Julio Jones are the same person. Well, Julio Jones will put up. No, bro, hey man.
I never said that Julio Jones is less of a player than Corey Davis. I said he will perform less this coming year because of his age and the offense he's going into.
Bro.
Well, I got a question to ask you, and I actually don't disagree with Justin on that as far as the numbers is concerned. But Keel's question was, they're going to be a contender or a pretender. Or are they a serious contender in the AFC?
What? Dude, they beating Kansas City, man. They going to beat Kansas City. They will beat Kansas City. I'm going to say this right now. I will say this right now. I'm going to say this.
Before this.
Watch this. I'm going to say this right now. I will put the mortgage on my house that they beat up KC this upcoming year. I'm telling you, bro. I want y'all to think about, think about this for a second. What has KC done? What has KC done to get better? KC cannot run the football.
You have one of these.
Look, check this out. That was
the best quarterback in the world.
Bro, look, man. Look, when you can't run the football like you want to, and your offensive line is suspect.
They got an offensive line this season. They focused on the offensive line.
All right, Justin. We'll see come this season.
Okay,
you know it and I know it. They're gonna be like KC's not gonna be the mortgage. KC's not gonna be. You damn right. Yes, the mortgage.
I'm gonna be doing the show with you from the alley now. You can be right by the dumpster.
No, man. Listen, check this out. What I'm trying to say, Justin, is this, man. Okay, you talk about there's only one team that's actually going to be better than the Titans, and the only reason why I'm putting them over the Titans is because, believe it or not, I think they're way more complete than both KC and the Titans, and that's the Buffalo Bills. I think the Buffalo Bills are going to be so much just leaps and bounds better.
So you got the Titans number 2. I'm writing this down. I got my pad right here, so I'm writing this down.
Yep, I got the Bills 1, Titans 2.
Okay, so the Titans are going to be better than the Chiefs, the Browns, the Steelers, the Colts, the Ravens. And the only reason why I named those, that's all teams that made the playoffs last season.
Yes.
So when you have a young stud, I'm not denying what you say. I just want to make sure we're getting this on record. You got it better than the Chargers, even though my boy is coming in. Well, not my boy, Kio's boy.
But
Justin
but
Herbert.
but Jasper, the biggest flaw when it comes to the Titans is their pass defense, and we had a discussion about this. They ranked on the bottom when it came to their pass defense.
It's very
But
flawed.
what does Kansas City do well?
You can't stop nobody's run. I know that
Okay,
much.
Justin,
They can't
where you
stop.
at?
They cannot stop the run.
Next year, when it comes to the AFC, are they a top 3, top 4? Where are you ranking them? They were 4 last season in the playoffs.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I had a top 3 team before they got Julio Jones,
Okay.
and I have him as my 3rd team with Julio Jones.
Okay, fair enough. So he's about the same. So it doesn't really escalate. They might get a couple of more wins, but Justin still lives.
Wow.
At 3. I'm gonna go before Keo. I agree with Justin. I think that they're the 3rd best team, and they could go to number 2. But to sit here and say you put your house up over they'd be the Chiefs. Hey, I'm not saying that they can't do it. I'm not saying that they can't do it. What I'm simply saying though, we can't be foolish now, Jasper. To sit here and say the Chiefs can't beat them? Are you crazy? That's Patrick Mahomes on the other end of that field. Let's watch our mouth now. Hey, I'm not saying you're wrong that they can't win.
You can run. Running the football changes the clock. But running, let's be honest for a second. Does running the football change the clock? Change how KC's not a great running, like they're not a great running team. They're okay, but they're not great at it. And what I'm saying is if for the last couple of years, everyone has had to key in on Derrick Henry. Now you can't do that. You can't stack 8 in the box. Now you have to roll the extra safety coverage to either Julio side or AJ side, right? Which now means, okay, the tight end might get off. Okay, now you got to bro a linebacker onto the tight end, which now means Derrick Henry's is going to run the hell off. Now, or if you stack the box, somebody's eating.
Here's my issue. I just hope they don't try to turn into a pass-happy team. They have their bread and butter. Stick to what you do. Don't try to force feed them and get them both 1,000 yards.
No, you don't force it.
At the end of the day, we're here to win. That's all it should be about. Win.
That's true.
And if they're all about that and they stick with their blueprint, then I do think that they can get to the Super Bowl. But I don't know. I can't sit here and tell you when you have that new fancy car and you toy on the outside in Julio Jones, you might try to force feed them. I just hope they don't go that route.
Listen, if I got that new fancy car, we putting that joint in the road.
Like, there you go.
I want to Ryan Tannehill over Patrick Mahomes, boy.
Say that one more time.
You're really gonna put Ryan Tannehill beating Patrick Mahomes in the AFC Championship game?
Yes. Yes.
Hey, we're gonna see. Hey,
it's not QB versus QB. What I'm saying is,
it is. It is.
Games are tight. If the game is tight and I had to run the football, who's running? If I need 3 yards, am I going with the combination of them Chiefs running backs, or am I going with Derrick Henry? You're going with Derrick Henry. And you're going with Derrick Henry knowing good and well you're not stacking 8 in the box. There's no more stacking the box anymore. You can't. Do it and see what happens. Do it and see what happens.
I ain't mad at him, bro.
Get the deed ready.
Get the deed ready.
Okay.
They're gonna win the division, Keo. I know you gotta go next. Are they gonna win the division? And my man Chuck says yes, they will win the division. I'm thinking over the Colts, but that's all they're gonna be better than him.
Exactly.
Top 4 seed again. What you think, Keo?
I think they are a top 3 team. It definitely got them better. I would put them at number 2. I think they're the second best team in the AFC. Kansas City is definitely number 1. It definitely moves their team, but I just don't think that's enough against Kansas City. So I
Oh,
but they are
whoa.
but they are a top two team. I think one thing about Tennessee and everybody's jumping the gun with them right now is that they need to worry about their division because Indianapolis is coming. They got the quarterback now. And I know what everybody's saying about Carson Wentz. He gets to go back with a coordinator that he's used to now, man. And he got some decent weapons in Indianapolis. They got a defense, a way better defense than Tennessee does. So I'm not saying that Indianapolis is gonna win the division, but don't sleep on them. Don't sleep on Indianapolis.
Look they face.
Wait a minute. I'll give you Buffalo. You're not getting New England out of me.
I agree with Jasper.
Scam Newton, Cam gotta have an MVP season before we even talk about that. Cleveland, it's all predicated on
Justin. What Justin is a hater? Yeah. Oh my God.
Hey, Cleveland is predicated on Baker Mayfield and his growth. If Baker doesn't grow as a QB, he's done. They're not better than Tennessee.
What do you mean, man? What do you mean he didn't grow as a QB? He didn't get the damn playoffs. What the hell are you talking about?
Sir, it's more than just getting to the playoffs.
And his numbers has improved year after year after year. So what are you talking about, man?
You sound real Dallas Cowboys-esque right about now. And
well, yeah, I'm a huge Big 12 supporter. Just to let you know.
No. That's not what I mean. What I'm saying is that you're okay with guys just getting to the playoffs and that's it. No. Hey, we don't just get paid. They don't get paid just to get to the playoffs. We want to win Super Bowl. And that's a problem. That's a problem. So that being said, hey, and I'm going to say this to Baker Mayfield. Hey, guess what, Baker? You want to win a championship? You want to be great? Hey, man, you need to take that next leap. Bottom line. Until then, Cleveland's not going to be as good until you take that next leap. Bottom line.
Oh my God! Jasper don't like that.
No, because I can't stand Baker Mayfield. Oh yeah. Oh my God, they don't do nothing. Oh my God. Okay, so let's be honest. Andre Johnson had buns for QBs. AJ Green had the Red River trying to throw him darts, but the Red River just couldn't cut it at a certain point. Julio has always been Julio, man. Like we got a kid like Julio Jones is another dude, is another animal.
700 yards?
You really are.
Matt Ryan's a QB.
Don't do that, Jasper. Matt Ryan's a terrible quarterback now because we voted on him, and he was a top 15 quarterback according to the MBS panel.
So does top 15 equate to him actually being good?
You acting like he's just a bum out there.
He is a bum.
Oh my God.
He's been a bum since the day he was drafted to Atlanta.
I want to say
he was an MVP.
Top 10 quarterback. Matter of fact, you know what? I'm gonna look for him for next week.
He was an MVP.
I'm gonna look because I want to see.
Listen, I want you to understand something. The year he won MVP, right? Julio had a great year. Devontae Freeman had a great year. He actually had an offensive line. His defense was pretty solid. Okay. What happened the following year? Nothing. Cam Newton, MVP, dressing all flamboyant and nonsense. What happened the next year? Nothing.
No consistency. That's what you want to say. No consistency.
That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this. What's been the most consistent thing in Atlanta before Julio left? Julio Jones. We all know that. He misses 7 games and only misses 1,000 yards by 200. Dog, I'm sorry. I'll rest my case. I'll rest my case. Julio's a dog.
So just to be clear, before we get off this topic, Jasper saying Julio's going to be a dog in fantasy. Justin saying Julio will be a bum in fantasy, basically. Okay, so when it comes to fantasy football, now you see the big gap that we're going to have next year. There's, oh, God. Okay, yeah, you're the champ. You're a champ. No, hey, credit to you. But we don't want to hear no arguments.
You're on the clock, buddy. You're on the clock, buddy.
We don't want to hear no arguments when it comes
you got
to
my address, buddy.
Trade if it's before the season.
Hey, he got my address. That belt coming to Maryland, where it rightfully belongs.
Okay, hold on. Hypothetically,
what house? Because you're not gonna have one next year, but
hypothetically, I got a two-part question for you guys. Now that we're on fantasy, I know we're gonna go. We're gonna move on in a second. Where would you draft Julio Jones in a draft? And then second, what would you be willing to give up for Julio Jones in a trade?
I'll answer.
Okay.
I would draft him. If it's a snake draft, probably like the 3rd round, just so I can trade it to some bums like this guy for something gold, because he will give me, a top receiver for Julio Jones. And if I can get a top receiver in the 3rd round, I'm gravy.
I wouldn't. If it were up to me in terms of drafting, I probably would draft Julio Jones around the 4th or 5th round. 4th or 5th round.
Yeah.
4th or 5th. Okay, so we got 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. Keo, where you going? Where you drafting?
Keo ain't drafting him at all.
I'm in the 3rd round.
3rd round. Okay. I think I'm kind of like Justin in a sense. If I feel like I can trade with somebody, I'll draft them earlier.
We know you trade. You don't keep anybody you trade.
But if it was a no trade league, I wouldn't draft him until about the 5th or 6th round. I'm kind of like
it's going like 8th or 9th.
I would take a chance on him. I would take a chance and just see what else. If I drafted well in the first couple of rounds, I would take a chance on him.
And to answer your question, I would give up a running back 2 and possibly another wide receiver for Julio.
Hell no.
That's what my man Chuck said. That's gonna be his stat line next year. 42 catches, 678 yards, and 3 touchdowns, and he'll play in 9 games.
Chuck is fired.
Chuck is fired. 42 catches. 42 catches, Chuck.
Mind you, he only gonna play 9 games.
Mind you,
yes,
they gotta play the Texans twice. Okay, they gotta play the Texans twice. Gotta play Jacksonville twice. Isn't that like that's 4 games right there? I'm already seeing 100 yards each.
And he'll probably miss.
Oh wow! Look at this. So give us a stat line. Hey, give us a stat line. Jasper, go first.
Very easy. I give Julio Jones 85 catches for 1,200 yards, 12 touchdowns.
That's a first round draft pick right there.
Being honest.
85 catches, 1,200 yards, and how many touchdowns?
12.
Oh God, yeah, that's a first round. That's a great wide receiver right there in fantasy. Justin, give me his stats.
60 catches, 898 yards, and 4 touchdowns.
Wow.
Dude, you gotta remember something. That jump ball game is gonna be crazy. You gotta remember that. Like Julio can catch some jump balls, man.
Can Ryan Tannehill throw the jump ball? He's not a gunslinger.
I'm gonna say, look. I'm gonna give you guys some breaking news, right? If Ryan Tannehill sucks next year, you hear it first. The next quarterback for the Tennessee Titans will be somebody on this show by the name of Shots. But go ahead.
Keo, what you got? What's your stats for Julio next year?
I think he's gonna get over 1,200 yards receiving. I think he'll have at least 80 receptions. I think he's still an elite wide receiver. Since 2014, Julio Jones has went over 1,000 yards. Since 2014, due to last season, Julio Jones has been at least in the top 4 receiving every single year. And Jasper is right, 771 yards. You missed 7 games.
Dude, you
He's been the
telling me
leading wide receiver in the NFL.
you telling me,
Wow!
bruh,
Yeah,
okay?
if I get Julio Jones in fantasy, I want more than I want more. I think his value is high still as an NFL wide receiver, and he's still elite.
And you know, hey man, if I get Julio Jones, he ain't getting traded. He never getting traded. Don't let me get him.
Wow. Well, I know the draft now. I know to go after in this draft coming up.
AJ Green 2.0.
In the
Okay.
FBS league.
All right.
Julio! Come on over.
Julio!
Well, with that being said, Keo, you want to go to the next topic? Or y'all want to stay around? We're going to talk some music.
Yeah, you guys welcome to stay around because we're moving over to our next topic.
Hey, with that being said, hey man, because I don't get down with the new age music. I like talking sports, So with that being said, the franchise has got to sign off. I appreciate you guys coming on. I appreciate you guys letting me on your show. Remember, man, when I come on here, man, roll out the red carpet.
On the network,
Justin and I come on. It's an MBS Central takeover.
Well, we know it got to be a takeover because there ain't no MBS show.
Yeah, that takeover should have been yesterday.
All right. With that being said, hey man, I'm out, man. I'm out. Hey man. Hey, look, y'all have a good night. Y'all be safe, be amazing, be great. Hey, most importantly, man, stay positive, man. Stay positive in these streets, man. Love y'all. Be good.
Can I ask one question before we go to music?
Yes, sir.
You can answer the question in 3 words. What's your opinion on the Mayweather-Logan fight?
It was what it was. It was what it was. Was what? Oh, I give you 4. Oh my God! It was what it was. I mean, there's nothing. I already knew. I wasn't even like that interested in watching the fight. To be honest with y'all, I just watched it just because it knew it might be a topic on our show. I didn't care to watch that. Are you kidding me?
Hey, what about you, Keo?
I enjoyed the card. I didn't enjoy the main event, like the Hurd and the Reyes fight. I thought that was the best fight throughout the night. It was kind of good seeing Ocho Cinco getting knocked out in the beginning of the card, but
so disrespectful.
I just felt like they weren't giving it their all, and it kind of made the fun of the sport of boxing. And I think, and the good about this, Logan Paul, he got humbled, man, because he gave Floyd his props, and that's all I gotta say, man. 8-round fight, there was no winner.
We got scammed.
Hey, but you know what? I will say this though. I wish, and I know I'm kind of making it more serious than what it should be. We're having fun right now, but I wish that moving forward, unfortunately, we have situations, especially we're about to talk about music. We have situations in music, especially where guys have situations with each other, and then they take it to stuff where they're no longer here anymore. I think that this platform would be a much better platform. Box and then shake hands and it's over with. All that beef and taking it to the streets and shooting each other is not the way to go about things, in my opinion. Let's be honest, Q. I don't know how Justin might know about, but when 50 Cent and the Game were beefing, I would have watched that. I would have ordered to watch that fight just because I'd be like, okay. But and I know it didn't
That's
get
why we
real.
got scammed.
I know that. It didn't get as serious as the Tupac Biggie incident. But what I'm saying to you is, I think that this could open the door because it's a sport. Boxing is a sport. I love boxing. Y'all know that. But this, like Justin said, this wasn't it, man. Like, I think those dudes are friends. And like Justin said, it kind of like it was a scam. Like, they got paid to play around and spar, man. Come on, man.
The thing is, like, don't lie to me. And I'm tired of this lying. Like, Conor McGregor does it great. Before a fight, he's big time beef. And like, I was hyped about this because, still in the cap, him getting a tattoo, they hating each other, Mayweather putting hands on him in Florida. Like, it got real before. And then they got in the boxing ring and they were smiling at each other after the fight. They were like giving each other the biggest compliments in the world. Like, they loved each other. Like, don't lie to me. Like, you scammed me. You scammed me to pay for a pay-per-view just so that you could be best friends after and get so humble. Like, at least lie to me afterward. You can still be friends, but at least lie to me afterward. At least talk a little crap afterward. Like, it was so blatant scam. It was just like it was a slap in everybody's face. We didn't get a winner, and we didn't get the satisfaction of like the crap talking they were doing before the fight. Like, as soon as that bell rang, it was no longer any crap at all. Like, it was nothing that we were promised when we ordered the pay-per-view. As soon as that bell rang, it was completely different. And I can't stand it. It makes you mad. It pisses me off every time. That's why I don't pay for pay-per-views, because they keep scamming us, saying that they hate each other.
Well, why you let them scam you?
Because this one looked real. And they got me good. He's a professional entertainer on YouTube, and he did a good job of scamming me. So, I mean,
are you gonna go follow him on YouTube now?
Hats off to him. No, I'm not following him on YouTube. No, he's not ever getting my support ever again.
Wow. Are you gonna watch the Jake Paul versus
No. I don't support anything. I think I'm gonna watch any of the Pauls do.
I think I'm gonna watch that. I'm definitely gonna watch that. I know I will.
Professional scammers. That's what they did.
We'll see.
But y'all go ahead and go to y'all music, man. I had to put my word in on this fight because it's been irking me all week. This was one of the biggest scams I've seen in a long time.
You haven't shown why you didn't. Oh man, I had to throw it in there. You my dog, I love you, but I have to be real. And that belt, man, I love seeing, man, to my boo in the background.
I have to say, you went live this week with a white belt on your shoulder, and I cringed a little bit. A little bit. I thought it was time for you to show off your new belt, but of course, it's still empty back there. So have fun with that.
It's all good, man.
Peace.
All right, Keo, man. Let's get to this because I know we took a little bit longer than we should have. Let's get to it. What's the next topic?
All right, so we're gonna go to music really quick. So lately in music, on social media, a lot of people has been giving their takes on it. So when it comes to Mount Rushmore and hip hop, so we kind of have our idea, like the most common. When you say who's your Mount Rushmore in hip hop, majority is gonna have Pac there, majority is gonna have Jay and Biggie. But people made it interesting on social media, and a lot of media outlets started giving their take. Fans started giving their take. So we're gonna do our MBS version of it. When it comes to from 2010 to now, who is your Mount Rushmore of hip hop?
Okay, so when I answer this question, I ask Keo knows I only listen to a handful of people right now. So It's not like I'm gonna sit here and act like I listen to a lot of other people that a lot of you guys tuned in may listen to. So it's not gonna be fair if y'all feel like somebody else should be there. I'm just going off of who I like and I feel like is dope. So coming in number one, can't argue. I don't think it's Drake. Drake has to be on your Mount Rushmore. I feel like we talked about Drake last week on the show. I think that he etched his stuff on there when 2010 hit, period. My second person, I'm going with J. Cole. I know, hey, look, I know some people may not have him. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what's going on. I'm talking about who I have. I'm going J. Cole. I'm a big fan. He just dropped some new work. I thought it was fire. So I'm going with J. Cole at number 2. At number 3, I'm going with Kendrick Lamar. I think, Kiel, you know me, I'm big on lyrics. I'm big on having something to say. If you're going to rap, do music in any form or fashion, you should have a message that's behind it. And I thought that for a long time, Kendrick Lamar was one of the hottest people in the game. Now, of course, right now, I haven't been really paying attention, but at one time, man, Kendrick Lamar, man, he was killing it. So I'm going with Kendrick at number 3. And at number 4, hey, I think, I don't know, Kiel said they've been doing this on social media. I haven't really seen it. But my number 4, I don't know if you guys are going to have him in there. I got Nipsey Hussle. I think that Nip, man, and I'm not doing it because
Really?
I think a lot of people is going to say, oh, X, you only put him in there because he passed away. That's not true. That's nothing. Dude, impact. In the last 10 years, and I just felt like he made an impact. Like, people are still putting out tweets. The marathon continues. People are still doing it, and then his music is fire. So I'm going with Nip, bro. I think that his stuff is bigger than music. I think he's legendary. So I'm going with Nipsey Hussle at 4.
Okay, this is number 1 and 2 is pretty much easy for me. Number 1, I definitely got Drake, man. Drake, every album that he has put out it's gonna hit platinum. It's gold. And when you said last week when we talked about artists of the decade, every age loves Drake, man. The young kids, the old people, the females, the gangsters, they all love Drake, man. And Drake numbers for itself. And he's definitely a Mount Rushmore number 1. Number 2, I definitely agree with you. I am go with Kendrick Lamar. When you look at Kendrick Lamar, I think he's put out 3 albums since then. But Kendrick Lamar, a lot of people fear this guy. I think one of my favorite moments of Kendrick was when he dropped that Control verse and it shook up the hip hop community. He dropped everybody's name on there, man. But Kendrick, he does his numbers for himself, one of the most respected rappers. A lot of guys don't want no smoke with Kendrick, man. And I know Kendrick got some stuff coming up later this year, and I'm looking forward to it. So he's definitely Mount Rushmore. Number 3 guy, I'm surprised you didn't mention him. And you rock with this guy, man. And I'm talking about Kanye West. I got number 3.
I can see why you put him. But I don't know, man.
When you talk about what he does on and off, what he does inside and outside of music, like he's a producer and he's a rapper. It's hard to do that, man, and be successful at it. And then what he does outside, man, his shoes, man, he's sneakers. Everybody loves it, man. Like, it's hard to get his sneakers. We all know about that controversial incident at the VMAs with Taylor Swift. Kanye, he ain't scared to speak his opinion. Obviously, just notable albums that I remember. Watch the Throne, one of my favorites. Yeezus, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. So I definitely have him on there. at number 3. And the last person I have on there, man, I'm gonna give some props to the ladies, man. I got Nicki Minaj on there, man.
Okay,
What's up?
okay.
You
Hey,
know,
I can't be mad at that. I can't be mad because I thought about it.
I think she definitely deserves to be on there. When you look at her albums, Pink Friday, The Blueprint. She just dropped the one the mixtape
Beam me up, Scotty.
that she yeah that she just had. Um I just think Nikki is probably one of the most successful females to do it and doing it for this long. And because when it comes to the female rap game, it's hard to be successful for this long, man. And Nikki's still doing it. She's still a fan favorite. Everybody rocks with her. And you know, and shout out to Cash Money, man, for discovering 3 of the best in the game. They discovered Drake, Lil Wayne, and then Nicki Minaj, man. That trio, who's gonna beat that trio? But Nicki, her catalog speaks for itself. A lot of females respect her. They bow to her. The barbs are crazy. If you ever see it on social media, they'll attack you if you say anything bad about Nicki. But Nicki, she definitely belongs there, man. Definitely Mount Rushmore. And those are my 4.
I'm not even mad at your list. I'm not mad at your list from 2010 to present. I can see why you went the way you went. I just think about when I think about arguably one of the best albums from 2010 to present to me, Victory Lap is definitely in there. Victory Lap's one of the best albums ever, in my opinion. That's how cool that album was to me.
Yeah, man. Like I said, shout out to Nipsey, man. I understand what you're saying. Victory Lap is a very great album. A lot of people say it's probably gonna go down as one of the best, but just just from 2010 to now, I just can't put Nipsey on there, man. I gotta keep it a buck with myself, and I just can't do that.
And respect. That's respect. I can't be mad at that. You didn't have J. Cole on there neither. Dang.
Yeah, man. I just felt like those 4 that I had, I just couldn't take any of them out over J. Cole. J. Cole would have been my number 5, though, definitely.
Okay. Not mad at that.
All right.
Okay.
So let's go to we got one more topic, then we're gonna go to our question of the week. And I know we talked about our Mount Rushmore, but albums, a lot of people been dropping albums as of late. People speculation about what's the best album of the year. But what we're gonna do right now is top 5 best hip hop albums of all time, man. How do you have it?
Now when I give my top 5, this is not according to this is your personal top 5. This is what I rock with. From growing up where I'm from, this is what I like. Now I'm not sitting here saying that you have to agree. I'm sitting here telling you what I like. Hip hop albums, right? Okay. Number 1, 2, 3 for me, man. Pretty much my top 5. I got All Eyes on Me, Tupac. I got Biggie, Ready to Die. I got Jay-Z. Man, shoot, I can pick a lot of Jay-Z albums. But I'll go Reasonable Doubt on the Black Album, but I'll pick Reasonable Doubt. And then the next 2 spots, I'm going, this one might shock some people. I'm going 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying. I think that Get Rich or Die Trying, bruh, there's no way I can't put it in my top 5, bruh. It's too good of an album from top to bottom. And then, golly, I got like 10 albums right here that I can go with, bro. I'm going to do what you did. Depending on what day you ask me, I could switch it up, but I'm giving love to the ladies, man. I'm going Lauryn Hill, Miseducation. I got to. That's fire. To me, fire. So I that's what I'm going with, bro. I ain't mad at those.
Okay.
I'm with Justin. I like the Chronic. I like Doggies. All that's fire too. Fire. I can't be mad at that.
Number 5 for me, I'm going with The Blueprint. I think that's probably one of my favorite
Fire.
Jay-Z albums. The Takeover. We already know what it's about. I definitely like Songs Cry. I'd say I definitely have that number 5. And when it comes to this, I don't care what anybody says about this. I'm putting a Drake album on there, man.
Not mad at that. Not mad because I
There
thought
you
about
go,
putting some
man. I'm putting
Kanye and
album
Drake
on there, man.
Nah.
I think I got him at number 4. I think Take Care was the one that kind of made Drake step up his game, and then he kind of revolutionized things, man, with that album, man. So I think Drake, he had a lot of hits on there, and it kind of set the bar when it came to the Take Care album. Number 3 for me, I think a lot of people are familiar with this when it comes to number 3. Number 3, I'm going with the Chronic, the original Chronic by Dr. Dre. Especially me being in Cali, it just had a huge influence and a huge impact on me. Nothing but a G thing, man. That was it, man. Everybody loved Nothing But a G thing. Hopefully, I don't know if he tuning in. He tunes in sometime. My brother, he used to rap, and he made a rap song off Nothing But a G thing beat, and that dude loved it so much where he couldn't stop using it. So the G thing was very huge, and I definitely liked it. So my number 2 album, I gotta have 50 Cent in there, man, and we all know where I'm going with. Get Rich or Die Trying is the number 2 album of me. I think if you did a versus right now with 50 Cent, we'll probably have majority of his major hits from this album, man. I think he probably could go toe to toe with somebody. 10 songs on this album, Get Rich or Die Trying. I think Get Rich or Die Trying, it kind of let people know who 50 Cent was because he broke into the scene out of nowhere, man. Shout out to M and Dre for holding him down for him, and 50 Cent changed the game with that, man. And definitely have it at number 2. In the Club was a major hit. Wanksta, everybody knew about that. Mini Men. But my number 1 album that I have, it's gonna stay in the West Coast for me. Because I am from the West Coast and I grew up listening music from the West Coast. And I'm sorry, man. I gotta have me some Tupac in there, man. He was a huge impact in the hip hop culture. He had an impact on everybody, man. Tupac. He had his, it was a double disc album, and with a double disc album being one of the best albums of all time, it's hard to do that, man. And I could say that for All Eyes on Me, man. All Eyes on Me, I could never get tired of listening to that album. I still could listen to this day. When you got DJ, they still play majority of these songs like California Love, How Do You Want It? I know one of my favorite songs was Hit 'Em Up, which was if you're from the East Coast, you probably wouldn't like that
song. Look at you.
But yeah, man, All Eyes on Me. That was a dope album. One of my favorite album. Never get tired of listening to it, and that is my top 5 albums of all time.
I just want to say a couple of shout outs to everybody. I'm with it, man. I'm like, don't hold me. Like, dude, it's so hard to pick a top 5 because the Chronic. I didn't have the Chronic in my top 5. It was right on the outside. but I'm not mad at it. I can give y'all reasons why I didn't have it, but that's not neither here nor there. Doggy Style, Marshall Mathers, Machiavelli, Straight Outta Compton, the Carter series. I actually like the Carter 2 the best. I know a lot of people like the Carter 1, the Carter 3. Depending on who you ask, I like the Carter 2. So yeah, man, you can go a lot of different ways with that. I want to give a few shout outs to some albums. I know you guys won't really. I'm not saying you don't know Kill. It's just, but shout out to Mac from No Limit. Shell Shock definitely is one of my favorite albums of all time. Juvenile 400 Degrees. If you live in Louisiana, Juvenile 400 Degrees is probably the biggest classic out here in Louisiana. You can go in the club and like I remember them playing the entire album, like from front to back, and then bounce that. Back that thing up. Come on, man. Come on, man. That still gets played in the club today. Today. We're talking about decades ago, and it's still getting played. So, gotta give a shout out to that. Personal favorites, Outkast, Aquemini. Of course, you gotta go Nas, Illmatic. Nipsey, Victory Lap, bro. I really believe that, bro. Victory Lap was fire.
But it's not in your top five.
You know I have to put that in there.
All right, man. Let's go on over. I know Saray's not here. She had to take care of some things, but it's question of the week. What you got for us?
Oh, I thought you was coming up with the question. Hey, look, I hit y'all with one spur of the moment. I'm gonna hit y'all with one spur of the moment. Okay. Question of the me and my wife have actually had a conversation about this. If there was one person, Keo, that you can go out to dinner with and pick their brain, who would it be? Y'all in the chat can let us know. One person, you can pick their brain, one dinner, have a conversation with them, and pick their brain. Who is it going to be and why? And living or dead, doesn't matter. That's obviously they're dead. You can't pick their brain no more, but at a time, if they can come back for a second and talk to you, who would you pick and why?
Oh, this is easy for me.
Go ahead.
This is easy for me. I'm gonna say my dad, man. I can't I'll take it over any celebrity or anybody that I look up to, but it's got to be my dad because he passed away when I was young. When I was a young kid, so I never got a chance to get to know as much as I would want to know. Like I know certain things, but not as much as I want to know. But that's one thing that I would want to do: pick his brain, know about him as a former instructor. He used to teach, just certain things like that. So that's one person I would pick.
That's dope, man. Let me tell you, man. You and Justin, y'all got me feeling like, oh man, because I'm like, I talk to Jesus over anybody else, of course. And then you with your dad, definitely, brother. I can't be mad at that. Like, I would choose that too as well. But I'm gonna have more fun with it because I agree with y'all on what y'all saying. If I could talk to one person and have the whole dinner experience, hopefully, I like Michael Jordan. That's a good one. Man, golly, that got me thinking outside the box. I had my person, but now I'm kind of thinking. I guess with me trying to learn right now, me and Justin was having some conversations, me and Jasper. I guess you have to just find the time and place where you're at in your life. I think it would be Warren Buffett today. I'm learning about stocks. I'm learning about investments. That's probably the person I would want to talk to today. Just having fun with it, though. I mean, I'm not mad at the whole Jordan thing, but I don't think I would want to. I mean, that's not where I would go with it. But Jesus, definitely, brother. LeBron would be fun to talk with too. I think that would be cool. I would like to talk to LeBron. do that, Justin. Don't do that. Come on, man. Don't do that, bro. Don't do that, man. Don't do that, man. But LeBron would also be real cool too for me. I thought about saying LeBron, especially if we can get LeBron on this show, man. That would be crazy. That would be crazy. If we had LeBron James on this show, that would be sick. But okay, we gonna work on that. We gonna work on that. Outside of your dad, because I agree with you. I actually agree with that. Outside of your dad, so let's say a celebrity. Who would you want to speak with?
As much as I hate to say it, man, I probably would go with I probably would go with Tom Brady, man. Thomas, hold on, my bad. Let me be respectful right now. Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr.
Man, wrap the show up.
The GOAT.
Wrap this show up, man. Don't do that. Don't do that. Man.
Possibly gonna win another ring. Repeat.
I can't even take you serious right now. My head's starting to hurt.
The guy that embarrassed the Saints.
Wrap this show up, man. I'm gonna go first on the shout outs. Shout out to Justin, shout out to Jasper, shout out to everybody that was in the chat room. Shout out to Q, shout out to Saray, man, my sister from another mister. Hope everything's going well. Can't wait to get you back on the show. And yeah, man, it's been the #1 show on the brand, MVS. Let's talk about it. Hopefully we have nothing but sports show next week, y'all. I don't know what's going on, but you know, we'll hope that it happens next week. Go ahead, Keo.
Yo, shout out to Mr. Chuck Thomas, man. I see you. All right, man. Yo, shout out to everybody that tuned and supports the show. And shout out to my mom. You know, I'm glad she's getting better. I hope to see her home soon this week. And then a shout out to the whole MBS team, man. Appreciate everybody sending their picks every single day. I probably do bug you guys about it, but I definitely appreciate it. Shout out to Justin, who is, I think, currently in first place right now. I might be wrong, but as of right now, he is in first place. Current MBS fantasy football champion, by the way. Hopefully they'll have the MBS show by next week. Make sure you go check out GBD. He's going to be dropping another video this Sunday for his show Bragging Rights, so make sure you check that out. But besides that, this is MBS. Let's talk about it. With that being said, we'll see you guys next week, man.
Deuces.